Okay. So, when we last left off, you'd finished up the last part of. It wasn't even really the last part of the mission. It was more the aftermath, I guess. It was also trying
Yeah,
to kill time while some other people arrived. So,
it was cleanup, and anyone who wanted to try and get gear has their
yes.
opportunity now.
Well,
Beer.
that still getting gear at the moment, but I believe it was. Sorry, let me get the character names real quick before I fucking forget. It was Null Point Error and Fleshy, who are the main instigators in this, attempting to extract information from a certain prisoner. Certain threats were made. He may have shit himself at least once, and eventually you handed him off to the actual guard at the promise of in any information he comes across, because you kind of loosened him up for him. And I believe you wanted to make him into a servitor at some point down the line. Priest of vibing noises. Did you want to make him a servitor or something? Wasn't it? Or
Yeah. I threatened to turn him into a fully sentient servitor if he did not cooperate, and just a servitor if he did cooperate.
Okay.
I also told you to make him eat his friend's brain.
Yes, that was a very good suggestion.
Also a thing. Hang on. It reminds me that I didn't actually update the tokens for Dusky's character yet, so there you go.
Alright, back.
If you drag your token onto the screen now, Dusky, you should actually be able to see it. Love me brain. What brain, Ham? What brain?
Love me brain. Love me handler. Love me choke crack. Love me never.
Where did you come out of? Come on, get back out of there.
Ignorable.
Come on, there you go. Good girl.
I threatened him.
Okay, so what the fuck? No, that's not mine. When you return to the base, when you finally got back to base, you got some time to settle in. A courier, kind of came down, handed off a couple of bits and pieces for you guys. Took the first order before. Well, I can say it. There is a rumor going around that null point error, or null pointer error, technically null. Null may be a cannibal, despite not having an actual mouth instead of just a face grill. So that's just a little rumor. Totally not going to play into things. Totally no. It's just a harmless little rumor. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. No, it's nothing to worry about.
Not like we ate
No.
What?
Wrong person. It's not like we ate Wi-Fi's cooking either, so I'm not worried.
Pardon you, I'm
Yeah,
better.
Wi-Fi did some terrible things to those corpses in the previous one. Terrible things.
Wi-Fi said savages they are. What did you expected?
Fucking savages, how dare they? Shuffles cards. Be savages. He says as he's chopping them up for dinner.
Oh god.
Wi-Fi said I cleaned them.
And then you beat him with a radioactive rod.
Yeah.
Spice them up.
Wi-Fi said the place.
The spicy
It adds
stick.
spice. It adds spice.
I believe that's what he called it, the spicy stick. So
The tingle stick. It causes tingle in the teeth.
I think that was after the death strike hit.
Yep.
Wi-Fi said that's true.
Yeah, okay.
It was a piece of debris from the damn missile.
Oh boy. Okay. So, currently we basically pick up just an hour or two later. You're I still don't
Wi-Fi
actually have
said
the
dead
map
strike
for
spicy stick.
Death strike spicy. Okay. Hang on. There we go. So we do pick up a little more than an hour or so afterwards. I may or may not have forgotten to update the map again, so there is still no crew quarters at the moment. tomorrow is my only day off. I will get it sorted. But in the meantime, I have this little map for you. So while you are, while you're in the bunkhouse for R&R, you see one or two of the other teams. They're milling around. Some of them are only at half strength. Maybe some of them are away at the canteen. Maybe some are off doing other little bits and pieces. But majority of them just kind of keep to themselves. Everyone's still kind of getting to know their new team members and squad mates. They don't want to intermingle too much yet because it'll just kind of throw off the cohesion and everything. There is a stormtrooper, or one of the stormtrooper-esques, the specialists, who does sit off to one side. She, what would you say? Probably cleans down her weapon judge at the moment, or
Weapon check.
One of them is a little bit more isolated. She kind of sits off. Doesn't seem like she has that much of a team around her or anything else. She probably has a comrade. So one dude probably there helping her out with the... No, actually it's a stormtrooper, isn't it? So she doesn't.
Yeah.
Never mind. Nice. Okay. So while she's a little bit isolated, you can get a that data slate you got last time does give you a readout of everyone who's actually in the room, or everyone who's actually assigned to this room. So going through the list, you can actually see that there is a small group of specialists that are sectioned off for individual work, and Lara being one of them. You do see that on the list as well, there are 2 additional lone specialists, but they are supposedly being redirected to a certain squad. Your squad. I believe there are 2. A stormtrooper who is still going through some paperwork, and a carryover from the training regiment. Well, I said the training regiment. What you guys would have heard, because it's not exactly common knowledge, yet. But you guys are aware, because you're planetary levels, that there is another couple of ships in the system. You think, okay, that's pretty cool, and more Imperiums and everything else. It's not that big of a deal, until you learn that there is more officers and regiments and stuff aboard them, and they seem to be gathering up more and more people. And you're wondering now, maybe you wondered for a little while, why the officer corps and all were trying to rush through more and more training, and especially why this Krieger regiment is to be deployed for training purposes. These Kriegers and some of the other regiments, well, they're being deployed to gather up as many people as possible for a crusade. At the moment, it's more ensuring the safety of the system, as you're informed, but one of the Kriegers has been assigned to your team as more or less a liaison, and also to gauge, I wouldn't say worth, making sure everyone's in fighting condition. And the note that you would have read this on is probably from a local officer, who kind of maybe includes a little footnote saying that, and her own. She will be. You'll probably get word down then soon enough that she'll be assigned to you, or she'll be meeting you shortly. But at the meantime, you are given free reign of your facility for a short period of time. If there's anything you want to do in particular, specifically for Jim, the runner comes back in about half an hour and hands you over a set of, building site earmuffs? He hands you like 2 pairs of them, but with like some kind of really cheap fluff, basically like the fluff you would get out of like synthetic pillows. So he just kind of cut one of them open, started gluing it on to the earmuffs itself, and handed to you. So you got these like vaguely pink, fluffy earmuffs. He says, "This is the best I can do."
To wake up perfection. Perfection.
Perfection.
So Jim and Jill now have vaguely pink, fluffy earmuffs that are. Yeah, the runner, he kind of takes a wide berth around from you guys, but hang on, what was his name again? Let me see. Do I have it here?
Yes, he make himself a fake pink bear.
He goes by Jaeger. You're pretty sure that's not his real name, but that's what he calls himself. And what name was... you know the way in some military uniforms they would have like the name stitched in? It's very uncommon unless you've been around for a while to have your name stitched in, so you don't really see if his is there, because, well, if you're gonna die, there's no point in putting your name in it. So Jaeger, the runner, let me just get that. Yep. Does go around and ask, is there anyone else who wants anything real quick, or if you want him to run something to the quartermasters.
I want to go to the quartermasters and plant a flashbang in his toilet.
Oh yes, we cannot forget about that.
Sure. You have a flashbang left over, don't you?
Most certainly kept one after the exercise specifically for this purpose.
Okay.
I shall follow. I shall follow her because I have been promised something from the quartermaster for exchanging him with all of those lovely, lovely guns.
Okay. All right.
In other words, I shall distract him.
Okay. So you two are going off to basically to the. It's known as the stockpile, but it's basically the armory. Anyone else need to do anything or want to do anything?
If I went, it would be try to get the rest of the gear that I'm missing, but that's it.
You can do that too if you like.
Yeah.
Yeah? No?
Yeah.
Okay. So hang on. Colt, Millie, and Null are heading towards the quartermasters. Fleshy, Jim, anything there? Or for shits and giggles, you all could go.
My mind does not produce any thoughts, Wi-Fi says.
Apparently not. I do forget. I keep switching back and forth between Wi-Fi whispers and contextual. So sometimes the text-to-speech works, sometimes it doesn't. Wi-Fi says, I go. Alright. Okay. So everyone's going to the quartermasters, apparently. And Giddy. Yes? I don't use it a lot. Oh, that's fair enough. Oh, okay, I get you now. No, I don't know.
I don't know.
I got what you meant, damn it. I do occasionally click out of the chat, though, so it only works when I'm actually in the chat, though. So, alright, so Millie, Fleshy, Nully, Colty are all going to the quartermaster. Jimmy, you want to stay here? You want to go for the hell of it, or you just want to play about with your earmuffs?
Classic. That's a classic. That's a classic right then and there. Oh, Jim approaches
Millie. Okay.
Deep in the heart of Texas just started playing for me, so this better be good. I use hammer.
Oh no. boy.
Oh boy.
I'm waiting.
Jimmy doesn't indeed approach Millie. Hands her earmuffs.
The burn.
Hands her earmuffs. These will be useful next time the quartermaster shouts at you, or next time you decide to drop a grenade at your feet.
I'm just gonna look at him confused and take out the Dead Space earpieces I have. What?
Ah, you see. She didn't hear it drop at her feet. That's why it dropped. Okay.
What the fuck?
Well,
Wonderful.
you've been handed pink fluffy earmuffs. So you do with them as you wish. Okay. So as you guys kind of depart to go down to the armory, you pass a couple of halls. You're not permitted to take the stair or to take the elevator. You don't actually have the clearance. So unfortunately, you have to walk up and down a couple of flights of stairs. Oh, okay. No, hang on. Now that I think about it. Rocket jump. Oh god. No, you're going down the stairs. I don't know where you're rocket jumping up. Technically, okay. No, technically, Null and Fleshy would have access to the elevators because they're not foot slugging. They're not foot sluggers. They're they're in the grand scheme of things, they're technically the ranks of NCOs or low-ranking officers. But in the squad terms, they're just another rank and file. So theoretically, you could invite them into the elevator, and it would be permitted. Otherwise, you have to walk down like 20 flights of stairs.
Yes, I'm inviting them to witness the holy elevator and gaze upon its sanctity as it pulls us down towards ground level.
Okay.
I'll take the exercise.
All right. So Colt is going
All I
downstairs.
need is all I need is a damn tech priest to start talking in an enclosed space. No.
Nope. This hurts my ears. I'm going down the stairs. All right. So. Alright. So, you wait for the elevator to arrive. It takes a moment or two, as Holt is already making his way down like the third or fourth flight of stairs. As the elevator doors open, there are. I say elevator doors. While you might think of like an office elevator, this is more like a cargo freight elevator. It's huge and it's already basically packed. There's a lot of tech priests milling around, or like engineers milling around with servitors, tech serfs, and some other ones. There's Ministorm priests. There's a couple of officers. There's administratum staff, all running around the place. A few of them do look at you as you let out a squirt of binary. Almost all of them respond at once, yes. And they usher you to get into the into the Emperor damned elevator. While meanwhile, one tech priest kind of corrects Omnissian, blessed elevator. As you were ushered in, they go to stop the guardsman at first, before one of them turns to Null Point and asks, "Are they?" Yeah. So you answer the question for him. They are with me. So he has his servitor stand down. A couple of other priests look at Fleshy and they look a little bit concerned. You see that they're kind of sectioned off to their own little quarter, not even quarter, like eighth of the elevator. Not a lot of people seem to like him. A lot of the guardsmen don't. but they have a little small escort of specialists. Yeah, work away. You can roll awareness anytime you like. By the time you finally get into the elevator and it starts moving again, Colt is already down 6 or 7 floors.
See, it's all masterstroke here because I won't be around when the shit goes off. I won't be at fault.
Okay.
I just have this image in my head now. Oh! Well then.
Okay.
Nice.
So,
I
is there
find-
anything specific you're looking for, Fleshy? Or is it just a general awareness? There they are.
I just
Fleshy
know what
is
there is.
typing. Oh no. I look at the
I look
interesting
at-
stuff. Okay. Alright. I'm going to make a couple of rolls here real quick just to see. Okay. So, Fleshy, as you actually look around and everyone else is kind of huddled in a little 5 by 5 foot square. That's all the space they could really get. As you look around, you kind of see like, okay, so there's a couple of groups of tech specialists, a couple of groups of the actual guard specialists and everything else, and you look at what the tech priests are kind of wheeling around, and there's this large cargo crate. Just you can't really see what's there. You can kind of make out something on the side that's covered partially by like a large tarp and inscribed with large paintings of the Armasiah's secret machines. But you're pretty sure that some form of transport container for some form of military tech. The last 3 letters, ORS, being the part of one large word, doesn't really narrow it down, to be quite honest with you, because a lot of things in the Imperium end in ORS. There is one thing, however, ORS, O for Oscar. Yeah. Oh wow, orc.
Wow.
Almost.
Okay. Yeah.
No modifiers
almost, I
for
gotta say.
awareness, right?
No modifiers, is a flat awareness roll. Wow, exactly.
I tried to read what it says on the rest of the crate while excusing myself as,
Yeah.
just wanting to mingle a little bit with my fellow tech priests.
So yeah, you kind of. Just give me a wee moment. So I'll give it to you, Noel. As you kind of walk over there to try and investigate, as maybe Fleshy's looking around, kind of tips you off to something. You spin around. You go, oh, what's that over there? You kind of make a couple steps forward when some of the engineers see you, and they drag you into their discussion of the different brands and not brands, marks and types of servitors. They're talking about the different replacement parts. The shame that this new tech priest had to use new parts on his servitor, and some other things. And you kind of get drawn into the conversation too much for you to really kind of pay more attention to the cargo crate. Millie, much the same. You kind of get drawn away, looking more over towards the other teams. You kind of see some of the specialists on the other side are kind of giving you not a dirty glare, but kind of a suspicious one at least.
Oh no! Oh
Um,
no! I know who they are.
But I will give this to Wi-Fi, and yeah, Noel, you're listening. So you hear one thing and Wi-Fi hears another thing. Or sorry, Fleshy hears one thing and Noel hears another thing. So Fleshy does overhear that. So Fleshy, you hear some of they're actually more civilian, but they're high tier the non-tech priests, mechanic workers, right? Mechanicus workers. But they're more along the lines of administratum go-betweens. You hear some of them not even mechanics. They work for the in between of the mechanicus and the administratum to make sure like the gear goes between them both. Basically like quartermasters, yeah. But you hear some of them mention that some shipments have been delayed due to the recent attacks. You don't quite hear what the second guy said, but the first man, a short, stocky fellow in more of a jumpsuit than anything else, he kind of responds with, "Yeah, and these fucking attacks have been happening again. The last one outside, I think I got one of the teams, to be honest with you, but oh well, it's just the locals, isn't it?" The second guy you hear has a very loud, "Shh, hey, don't be saying that." Kind of like, "Hey, don't you know where you are?" kind of thing. And I was like, don't worry, it's too cramped in here, no one will really hear. Meanwhile, Noel, as you're kind of dragged into as you're dragged into a secondary conversation, the tech priests bring up something somewhat similar. They begin bitching about how some recent attacks have stymied their ability to go to certain locations. So they actually had plans to go to the training yards to set up certain bits of equipment. That was called off, and one of them was kind of bitching about that. Meanwhile, another kind of brings up that we were supposed to set up this course as well outside the walls at and he rhymes off these set of coordinates, but apparently there was a big attack there too, and the guard have arrived at least, and I believe Beta Team arrived there. I murdered a few at least. When you bring up the fact that you were actually at the training grounds, they look a little bit surprised. Then they notice you're more of a combat engineer than a stay-at-home engineer one.
I'm a nerd.
Yeah, so they actually start floundering towards you. Like they got up nice and close and they start asking you a bunch of questions. It's just a constant string of binary about like your combat situations. What have you done? What with this? What with that? What with this? That. What's it like to be like this? Have you been issued your gun servitor? Have you? How has he acted? Yada yada yada. Go back and forth. You don't really have much time to honestly answer because they just keep bombarding you with questions.
I answer in the finest liquid techness of Fort World Metallic, and AK loud enough to make their fucking audio sensors from just a tiny fucking bit. I am very proud and have won my servitor. That is all they're getting. Nothing else. That is all.
Well, the engineers aren't exactly the most. They're not really taken aback by that. There's quite a few other people like, "What the fuck was that?" You hear in the distance as some of the other clamoring and everything has stopped. The elevator does stop. You actually see Colt walk past the elevator and go down another set of stairs. As more people start getting onto the elevator. Quite a few people are getting onto this floor, and some people are actually getting off. The fuck?
I'm just making sure it works, okay? Because we've been having issues with this sheet.
It does actually seem it's working properly now.
It was on suppressing for some
Nice,
reason. I don't know
nice
what the fuck that
damage.
was,
Nice degrees of success. Holy shit.
Anyways, I start blasting. Fucking Lara just goes, "You know what this needs? An active shooter."
Lara's back up in the barracks still.
I know.
So do we just hear a
There's a
fucking...
hole in the barracks.
Do we just fucking hear just the floating sound of last fire and the screaming of a quartermaster as he goes to fucking...
Oh...
God.
Holds my belongings dearly. So a bunch of people come off, a bunch of people go on. Some of the tech priests that were swarming... Some of the tech priests that are swarming Null take their leave. They actually do say if you're ever in need of anything, don't hesitate to give us a call, and they actually give you a comm frequency. So you have the comm code for let me see. $36433.
There.
63433. He's an adept engineer.
Oh, nice.
Meanwhile, Wi-Fi, sorry. Fleshy, the lad you actually managed to overhear, he also gets off of this floor, and him and his compatriot kind of leave alongside the tech priests. You kind of get a better look at him now. Short, squat, kind of a bit bulky. The jumpsuit's probably a size too small for him, to be quite honest with you. But he wears more bags around him than anything else, and one of... no, hang on, let me see. There's a chance this happens. Okay, so... as he's walking out, someone bumps into him. A couple of the many documents and stuff he has just kind of flutter to the ground. He goes and quickly picks up as many as he can. He misses one of them and continues walking on. It's just in plain line of sight of you if you want to do anything.
Is this specifically to Millie?
This was for Fleshy.
Ah.
Millie unfortunately got too distracted by the other team, and the other team are still watching her.
Because Eris is AFK, I'm asking.
Yeah, no, I know.
So Fleshy, it's on you.
Wi-Fi? Okay. I don't think Wi-Fi wants to do anything. So,
No.
Yes. So the guy you overheard and you could see just left. You can actually see that he's clearly administratum. He gets bumped by someone as he's walking in, drops a bunch of pages from one of his bags, and as he goes to pick it up, he misses one and just walks on. Oi. Oh, okay.
Oi. Oh.
A couple of people. Do you shout "Oi" and then grab the paper, or are you just saying "I grabbed it"? Oh, okay. So, a couple of people turn around as you say "Oi." He kind of gives you a half backward glance. At first, when you like bend down and hold up the piece of paper, he comes back and goes, "Oh, thank you very much." Takes it off you. Begins folding it up and putting it back into the to the pack. It's like thank you very much. He tries to remember the correct title for a priest. I think he just refers to him as priest. I was going to say, see, my upbringing immediately kind of defaulted to father, to be honest with you. But thank you very much, my priest. As you say, I only do the emperor's work. He's like, oh, thank you very much. No, this would have been tragic if this got out. Thank you very much. He waves you off as he takes a couple of steps back before turning, and he leaves with his companion. The doors begin closing. By the time the doors close, Colt is already down another couple of flights of stairs.
She's walking downstairs.
Yeah,
The bureaucratic elevator. Fuck.
You're fucking tired at the end of it.
as you finally get down to oh, hang on, let me see. Nope, there's one more roll. Hang on. Okay.
I did not expect an elevator ride to be so exciting.
Okay. Millie,
Yeah.
the team that is looking at you, at least one of the specialists in the team that is looking at you, kind of sees the commotion and everything happening around everything, and looks at the priest, looks at the tech priest and everything else. Looks back at you, looks confused, shrugs her shoulders, and like taps at her wrist, points at you, taps to her head.
I don't understand what that means.
And as you kind of sit there and you maybe look confused for a moment when she just kind of shrugs her shoulders and turns back to her team. They want to talk to you.
Do they? Like, I as a person don't know what that means.
You can give me... I don't know if this would be common battle count, because this is actually a unique team. You can give me an intelligence test. Flat. Okay. I know, Getty. Again, it's not exactly common battle count. This is probably more of a team battle count. But you can give me an intelligence test, but you didn't see it directly, so you would have a -10. Okay, unfortunately, as you kind of look at this person as they're making this little hand gesture and everything else, the most
Very
you can
confused.
make out, you make out, like, as they point the wrist, like, what the hell would that mean? It's like, oh, hang on, would that be a chrono? The hell do you want to do with a chrono? Huh, oh well. It doesn't seem to be paying much attention to me anymore, so screw it. So Fleshy, yeah, if you want to try it with a mode of -10. No.
Wait, what the fuck is another team of guardsmen doing on the elevator?
Actually, good fucking question.
It's
What,
just a
us here?
it's just a single squad of not even a single squad of them. It's literally 5 specialists, all still wearing the carapace armor, kind of huddled around each other. One of them was looking over at Millie.
Can I loudly ask them? Can I loudly ask them who graced and allowed their presence upon this holy elevator?
Sure. Again, you draw a lot of attention as you do such a thing. As Null announces it across the elevator, Fleshy's already walking over towards them and just kind of goes, "Do you need something?" One of the guardsmen turns around, looks confused at Fleshy. Suddenly they're kind of taken aback by this loud, "Who graced your presence upon this mighty contraption?" As they look a bit confused, one of the guys that they were kind of huddled around turns around and he's actually wearing a specific marking on his chest piece. It's a lieutenant.
I'm glad I'm not on the elevator.
I don't have to do shit. I'm Mechanicus.
he he looks over. The guardsmen start, like, they move into kind of a formation to kind of stand in front of him as the Fleshies approach, but they kind of see it's a priest and they kind of stand down a bit more and it's like, "No, priest, we're not requesting anything." And
it seems I was mistaken. Carry on. With my misidentification protocols shambly at the moment from combat. Yes, that's a good excuse.
Noel, can you actually roll me a awareness with a +20, please?
Sure.
Okay.
Oh, motherfucker.
Is that a fail?
That's a big fail. No. You get immediately distracted by something completely different on the side of the elevator. Like, you just completely turn around and go, "Ah, yes! This wall is fantastic!"
Oh, Fleshy.
Ooh.
Fleshy's doing it.
So while you tap the shoulder of my teammates, the lieutenant is the one that kind of takes charge of this. He kind of looks around a bit confused. One of the one sitting towards the back, the one who was actually looking over to Millie, she hesitates for a moment. Goes, I thought she was one of our team. And I was wondering why she was over there." He turns back around to the priest. Does that answer your
I tune up the voximeter. I am sorry. Could you repeat that?
You're gonna become a friendly fire statistic here in a minute.
Okay, Millie, you can now roll me a awareness with a plus 30.
I need it because my awareness is garbage.
Hey!
Okay.
Oh.
Millie, as you're kind of standing a little bit closer, it kind of hurts your ear for a second there before you get.
I have Dead Space earpieces.
Okay,
Yes,
even
yes.
better. So,
Yes.
okay, so it's kind of difficult. So maybe you actually back up slightly from maybe the tech brace making a scene, making it a little bit too auspicious. So you back up slightly, just close enough to hear someone whisper, "That's the fucking cannibal." I swear that's the fucking cannibal. That's the guy that wanted to eat the guy in the training grounds.
I am a chef. Yes.
There are. You didn't hear this. You failed your awareness. Shut up.
Ah, alright.
Yes, you would have heard that if you passed.
So be it. I accept that. I can fucking accept that. That's hilarious.
Oh,
I'm gonna turn around to whoever said that and just say, if he offers you food, don't eat it.
Okay. You hear all of you would have heard a very loud audible gasp and someone saying, "I knew it!" Before a lot of people start moving towards the back of the elevator. A lot of mainly civilians and everything else are like the permitted staff. Fleshy, you definitely hear the "I knew it." You would need to give me an awareness roll. With your distance, it would be only a plus 10. To hear someone mention the cannibalism comment. Unfortunately, Slanesh said no.
Oh god, I'm so sorry. This is so fucking kind of funny to me.
Why, yes, the floor is made of floor. Fascinating.
Floor made of floor.
Truly. The Omnissiah's ways know no fucking ends.
Oh, no. Okay. So, you stop at one more floor. By the time this has all happened,
Cold.
you have stopped at another floor, so more people have got off, more people got on. Those people who are getting off are really just kind of keeping their distance from Null. Yeah, you would. I'll give it to you for free. You see a lot of people kind of staying well away from Null as they begin leaving, and the people who like, no, they're not like scared. They're keeping their distance. They're just kind of like, they don't know what if. It's nothing you really need to calm them down for. It's just they're kind of giving them a wide berth. It's more of a.
I'm just laughing my ass off here.
It's weird. No, you don't need to roll. You don't need to roll fellowship. They're just kind of to improve the. Okay. Yeah, you know what? I'll get you to roll something. Give me a second. Let me just double check a character sheet real quick.
I like how I'm fostering a fucking legend.
Please be fun. It
I
will be
value-
fellowship. It will be fellowship. So, ooh, what is it? You can roll me a charm, flat,
Oh, no.
or deceive plus 20. This is kind of to introduce a small rumor, or a counter rumor, in this case. Ooh, okay. So as some of them are walking past, and goes, hang on. You just kind of make an offhand comment to him, like, hang on, I know that guy, he's not a cannibal. Or what exactly would you say? Even just a brief outline of the kind of bits and pieces you would say. While I try and find out where the hell that went. Ah. What could I say? I mean, if you want to go with the generic one, you just kind of introduce that, like, no, he's not actually a cannibal. I heard he actually fought really well in the against the rebels in the training grounds. That start a bit of goodwill rather than different people. Yes, yes. Ah, yes. It's like, oh, that wasn't that tech priest. This tech priest fought quite well in the battle. Yeah, maybe you do introduce the fact that maybe it was one of the savages instead. And it's like, okay.
I'm sorry.
A lot of people are kind of, as they kind of walk past, you can actually you're actually starting to hear a lot more people start spreading that. It's like, oh no, that's not him. He's just loud, but he's actually one of the guys that helped out this fight. And it's like, you do hear one of the administratum clerks, one of the many administratum clerks you're more than aware are off-worlders. They just kind of go, it was one of the fucking savages was a cannibal. Ugh, typical. As it's now, I'll give it to you. They rolled really badly. As a group, all they had to do was beat 5 degrees of success, and they had pretty good. And then a 99 came out of nowhere and went, yep, these guys are dumb as bricks. Just immediately, first thing they hear, that's the truth.
Ah, yes, this is truthfully speaking, my brother.
Oh, just wait till Henkel is there.
Can I bow to Fleshy and make the sign of the cog in reverence, and
You're
also
not
be silent?
You're not aware of this yet, don't worry.
All right.
I'll give you a little bit of time, don't worry. So,
The cycle trip from the stairs.
as the last of the group come in, you hear one of the specialists make a little offhand remark to Fleshy, but just it's only Fleshy that really hears this, and that's a case of some company you keep, eh, priest? With a slight smirk, as the elevator goes down one more floor, stops, opens up, and it's brought to your attention this is your floor. Colt,
I will leave the elevator.
you've been standing here for 5 minutes.
Trust me, I wouldn't be waiting on him.
Has Colt just been looking at us there? Just
by the time you guys have actually arrived, Colt, you're probably halfway down the hallway, to be quite honest with you. And there was nothing on the stairs. There was barely any people on the stairs. You actually would have saw... I'll give it to you for free, because this is just so obvious. There's a lot of guardsmen that just crowd around the doorway to the elevator and try and bribe officers or administrative personnel to let them use the elevator rather than walk the stairs. So you're probably one of the very few people who actually went down the stairs and just like nothing happened.
Damn it! My business opportunity! It has been lost!
So as you arrive, you hear the elevator. Millie gets out. Noel gets out. You all eventually leave as you do see Colt. And do you rush to catch up, or are you just gonna meet him there?
I'm gonna meet him there because my plan involves everyone being there.
Okay.
Fair enough.
I go to meet him.
I
So-
have listed requisitions, and that's all I'm dealing with.
I just slightly realized that Eris is the only one with earmuffs here, and the Quartermaster won't have any. Very loud.
Colt is walking down the hallway, going, "I have paperwork." As Fleshy begins rushing down and stands alongside him. So, Colt and Fleshy, you're the first two to kind of arrive at the Quartermaster's office. When it just so happens that he's actually sitting at the desk at the moment, so when he sees you come in, he goes, "Ah, yes, come on, quick," and he motions for you to come over towards the little service door, opens it up, lets you come on into the actual warehouse bit rather than the waiting room, and as he's about to close the door, he would see Null and Millie arrive, as he kind of motions them as well. It's like, "Ah, yes, come on."
Yes, I I say in as a nice tone as I can that I am here to also take whatever Millie's reward is, and I will hand it to her later because she has other duties to perform at this very moment.
He did just say that he spotted Millie.
Yes.
He does kind of sit there and looks at Millie and wonders why Millie's trying to get into the room.
I requested something, didn't I?
I believe you did, didn't you?
I probably did. Hang on.
She probably. I think she requested something.
Yeah, as many snarements as he's legally allowed to give me.
Oh yeah, there you go.
And a combi tool.
As many? How many? Sorry.
As many snare mines as he's legally allowed to give me.
Yes. Okay.
And a combi tool.
Yes. I offer myself as a beast of
Okay.
burden, and I wave at Millie with one of my mechadendrites behind the back, trying to give the signal that this is her chance. God fucking.
I'm just gonna say to the Quartermaster, can you can you just do this with him? I need to go to the toilet.
Sure. He begins taking the engine sear to one side as he points back out the door and down the hall. The toilet's down there.
I'm just gonna. The instant he's distracted with the tech priest, I'm wandering off to find his toilet.
Okay. So, Millie, you start wandering off. Okay. Millie, you start wandering off. Null, you're taken to one side with the Quartermaster. Colt and Fleshy, you're permitted to kind of just approach and do what you like. He's kind of expecting you. He's like, oh yes, I was kind of expecting you guys to show up eventually because you're gonna need some more kit and everything else. What you got at the training wasn't exactly the best of gear, and I do apologize, but he does bring you over to some crates, pats on them, and opens them up and says, this is going to be a bit better than your training kit at least. I was going to wait till you deploy, but you may as well take it now. And he looks over at Null in particular and goes, I take it you're here for your payment.
I simply nod.
It's alright. Give me a moment or two while I look for it real quick and for some of your equipment. If you got any requisitions or anything else, just leave them there on the table. I'll try and get that sorted out for you as soon as possible. Oh, hey, hang on. I actually have one requisition in particular that you guys, well, it wasn't by you guys at least. He goes towards Millie. Give me a stealth roll with a plus 30, because there's a lot of stuff here you can actually hide behind and everything else.
Oh no!
Looks for
no.
cameras. Fleshy, you can give me an awareness.
Oh, just barely.
So, Fleshy, you don't see any cameras whatsoever, as you are more distracted by. Oh, hang on. My audio just cut out. Son of a bitch.
Oh, wow, I still hear
Oh,
you.
wait.
I still hear.
We hear you.
Probably from the recording.
Aha, there we go. So, Fleshy gets sidetracked by looking at all the stuff in the warehouse. The kleptomania almost kicks in for a moment. But the Quartermaster's still in sight at the moment, as he kind of wanders off to a little bit. He wanders fairly close to where Millie is looking for the doorway out. She just so happens to hide behind a crate just at the right period of time for him to just walk straight on past, and walks over towards the little doorway. Millie, I'll give it to you that you actually see it, and he walks over towards a doorway that's kind of covered up by a box. He moves it to one side and opens it up, and it does look to be like a small break room inside. And he ushers out someone.
Okay. I'm still.
So, how do I say that? Hankel. Is it
Hankelstrasse.
Hankelstrasse. Hankel. I'll give it to you that this is a bit of a strange one for you. You've been deployed before. Never like this. You don't remember much of what happened previously. You are aware that your regiment has been absorbed by another one, and then that regiment was in a bit of a shit show. And then that regiment made a lot of friends. One of the friends being a rogue trader who asked you to step aboard his shuttle. He was going to bring you and a few of the other squad mates down in particular. For some reason, you got dropped off at a delivery bay for the Administratum, while the rest of them were carted off to a specific part of the planet. Kind of ditched, to be honest with you. He seemed to have some bad vibes.
Yeet.
Eventually, the Quartermasters did find you wandering around the loading dock, as he carted you off to one side and finally found the requisition papers and everything else of your deployment, and basically knew the squad you were going to be assigned to, so just kind of kept you and waited for them to show up. As all guardsmen do, they come looking for loot.
Of course I do.
As he opens the door and kind of motions for you to come on out, he begins walking you over towards some of your team members. Millie, you're probably close enough to hear that these are the ones we were telling you about. A bit more fresh faced than yourself, but I'm sure you'll rake him in nicely. Don't go too easy on them.
She doesn't say anything. She looks up, and the first thing the first two things that the rest of the party is gonna see is she has her name etched on the side of her coat, which is already the first sign she's been around for a while. And the second is she has some pretty heavy shackles on her wrists, right over her uniform.
The Quartermaster includes that I didn't do that.
I did that. Oh, don't mind it.
Looks at the criminal.
Looks
This
at
is probably the first time you guys are seeing the deathcore of Krieg. So, were you? I see the engineer as the picture. I forgot to actually get you set up for the one-on-one because I was like just swap will work. So I do apologize about that. But were you an engineer or were you just a line infantry?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I was just line infantry.
Line infantry.
I just picked a pick that I thought was close enough.
No, that's fair. It's a damn good one I used too many times in the previous campaign. This is mine to keep. Fleshy gets a little bit too close to Hankel.
Roll the stab roll. Roll the stab roll. Do it.
Okay. Look, listen. I don't know these guys. They are new people. They are not my friends, and they are not part of my regiment. My psychosis is going on. Should I roll 1d100?
Yes.
What do I need to fail?
Although, it's a good question. Hang on. Well, one of them is a priest. How do you feel about the priesthood?
They are fine.
Okay.
Heinkel remembers a little bit. She remembers a really nice priest that was a part of her group. Very nice priest. Very, very, very nice. He died. Died in hands. Very bad.
Okay. I was stressed.
You cannot see
Okay.
this, but I have the most nervous smile.
You, with the 67, you're having a milder episode.
Pat the cherry
It
child.
could, it possibly could have been worse, but as as you repeat, as you repeat some of the words. No, as some of the squad members kind of start coming in closer, the priest especially, it does start to kind of fire up the neurons. You're going to like you're starting to kick into a bit of a I wouldn't say mild episode. None of them are ever. There's no such thing as a good episode. As the Quartermaster kind of takes a step back. He probably knows why you have the manacles on. As he kind of puts his hand up to the priest and says, hang on. So what exactly do you do during the episode?
It all depends. If it's a really bad one, then she starts stabbing people and starts eating their faces.
Okay, it's not that bad.
I am glad I'm several meters behind this woman.
Oh my.
Not an episode like this is more of she gets hyper aware and well, people who get too close, she starts beating them.
Okay, so yeah, he tries to motion for Fleshy to kind of back off a little bit, trying to let her calm down a little. He actually does motion for you if you wish to go back to the break room to settle down. You can. You know what, Millie? This has been a fantastic distraction. You automatically succeed the next stealth roll so long as it's not a 100.
That's a very.
Oh no! Here we go. Here we
That's
go.
a very high bar.
Here we
That's an
go.
incredibly high bar.
Oh, there we go. Thank fuck
So-
for that.
While everyone's kind of getting a little bit stressed out with this Krieger, who's getting even more stressed out than everyone else, and then when everyone else gets stressed out, she gets more stressed out. Millie just kind of slips into the break room.
She trips over something.
No. It's an automatic success so long as it wasn't a 100, so you're okay. You slip into the break room. There's like one guy sitting in the corner having a smoke break. He doesn't really pay much attention to you, but you do see a small quarter section. It gives you a couple of different names and everything else. Actually, hang on. I forgot to actually bring the Quartermaster onto the screen. So there's Quartermaster Stewart.
Yeah.
You do see his quarters set to one side, and you can very easily just kind of step in. You would see a very simple bed, a couple of shelves, two large what do you call it, trunks, like large military crates, or personal crates at least, and then there's a small ensuite attached to it. You see a couple of personal items and stuff. You see like a picture, a lighter, and left beside his bedside table. It's a nicer room than what you guys have, to be quite honest with you. But he is an officer.
I would like to find a spot, preferably around a toilet, where I can place the flashbang so that it goes off when he goes to flush, or just if that doesn't work, so when he opens the door.
Okay, so this is a quartermaster. He has a bunch of little useful items in his room. You can steal a little bit of tape, a little bit of string, and some other items. Okay. Fleshy's muttering to himself. Does not help the situation. Okay. So, Millie. How do you set up the trap? Is it survival or tech use?
You have proper tools available. It's tech use to set a quote-unquote mine. If you don't and you need to make shit yourself, it's usually survival.
So this will have to be survival. You have time as people are distracted. So I will give you a +20.
Can I do it with intelligence instead of perception?
Yes. That makes more sense.
Oh. Oh.
Okay. So,
Oh
Millie,
boy.
as you look around, you kind of find a little good spot. You look at the toilet and you kind of see like there's a lot of like weld screwdrivers and everything. Or there's a lot of welds and screws and everything else. You're just trying to. I probably better not tampering with that. But you can get it set up nice and easily, just above the door.
It works.
I will really quickly reconnect.
No worries. So,
What the fuck is that noise?
what, Judge? What is your sound effects?
Who
now?
is
Exactly.
listening to
Ex-
fucking spooky, scary skeletons in the background?
Exactly. What is this sound? Because
That was Discord.
I just wanted to test that out because I just heard a complaint from another server. What is this join sound? And I don't have it.
Okay, so
I
if you
don't
go
have
to
it
your
either.
home on Discord, there's the snow giving thing. I think that's what's doing it.
Oh, I
Where
get
is
it now. You
Where
have
is it?
Christmas noises.
Oh, is that the
There-
I thought it was a fucking Emlyn Garand ping.
Where is it? Where is it?
That
No,
last
it's
one
fucking-
was spooky, scary skeleton bullshit.
Where is
Oh,
it?
that's brilliant. Yeah, it's probably
Where
not
is
the
this?
latest update for Discord if you haven't got it updated. That does not mean press the shiny, Eris.
It's no shiny.
I don't have any update available, so
Okay, so Millie, you manage to use some duct
Yes.
tape. You set the flashbang up just above the door. You set up the little bit of a string around it. You attach it to that. Stretch it on down. You tape it onto the door itself. You tape it on down to the actual handle of the door. So as soon as the door itself opens, it goes off.
And then I leave.
You have a slight issue.
and then I leave.
Millie,
No, I don't,
What-
because I
what-
don't need to use the handle to close the door behind me.
I
I can
will
just pull it closed
no.
without using the handle, right?
goes closer.
no, I'm not that mean. You did pass with at least 2 degrees. So you do give yourself enough room. It's not exactly to like it's not closing the door. You just give yourself enough room for it to not activate basically the tension trigger. So you kind of slip out through the door itself, and then you can close it. Basically, if you pulled it like another couple of centimeters, it would have just detonated the trap. However,
It's gonna
You know.
be fine.
you're now in his room.
It's because he's
You
too
look out.
close.
So, as you were doing that, we jump back over quickly to Fleshy and Hankel, as Fleshy is attempting to. Okay. Fleshy gets up nice and close. Hankel does not like this. Hankel.
Heinkel.
Sorry.
Like the bomber. They bombed you.
Ah.
You should know this.
Ankles
Northern
above
Ireland?
Britain.
I don't remember if Northern Ireland was bombed all that much, to be honest with you.
I'll check.
Besides the Troubles, to be honest.
Different kind of bombing.
That's a different kind of bomb.
Sure, the IRA was still active in the 40s, but
Yes, there was a moment in the London theatre that they thought they were being blitzed, and a cop ran in and went, hang on, don't worry, it's just the Irish. Yes, that was
Just
a thing.
the Irish protesting again.
tis but the Irish.
Just
How
the
have I rolled a punch?
So,
melee.
Fleshy gets a little bit too close. It doesn't. It's not good. Henkel, you do want to fucking punch him. He gets closer. He tries to assert dominance. If you do wish to roll a punch, you can. So, under your, if you go to your sheet, where's your sheet?
Uh-huh.
Go to your sheet. Go to your equipment.
Yep.
And you'll need to go to melee weapons.
Yep.
What is an unarmed strike again? Hang on. That's like.
Right, Getty, I found the historical fact. Belfast was bombed 4 times between April and May of 1941.
Why are you looking that up right now?
Felt like it.
In fairness, now, it's just Belfast.
It was pretty
Nothing of value
devastating,
was
and it was
lost.
not just Belfast.
It's just going down
Well,
around the
Greencastle
corner for a
got hit as
pipe.
well.
God damn it! Moving
No.
on.
No, it's just Belfast. No one cares.
Fair.
I'm trying to remember what the hell
I think
unarmed
it was a
strikes are.
D5 with primitive.
Is it? Hang on,
I
I'm actually
think
on
it
the page
was
now.
because it's an improvised weapon.
Improvised weapon, shackles.
Yeah, that works. To be honest with you, yeah, that works. I'm actually surprised. What are the unarmed strikes? What the fuck?
I guess it's not often that someone in Only War would actually, hit things without a weapon.
Yeah, it's weird.
You'd be surprised. You'd
Well,
be
usually
surprised.
Usually you can, swing your If attacked, the situation is explosive, I do. Swing a rock.
Well, you know what? At least it's not throwing a brick at Karn.
Where the fuck
Okay.
does he find the rock? We're in a warehouse.
He probably kept it in his fucking person after throwing it at the PDF. He just has
Pebbles.
a pocket full of pebbles for throwing at PDF guardsmen, okay?
Pocket pebbles, pocket sand!
So,
If
you can't...
Pocket pebbles.
Oh dear god, hang on. Let me see if I can actually find it in the big armory sheet.
I mean, how much damage would it even do?
Do you even do damage?
There was no references to unarmed in that. Hang on. So, at the moment, what I'm going to say is it is... Oh, hang on. Unarmed combat, page 251.
Hey.
Because I know the specifics for it. Because I know there was, because I was going to do it to a fucking Ogren. Because it's a terrible idea and it's hilarious. Okay. The attacker must make it challenging, so you have a flat weapon skill test. Or if his opponent is armed with a melee weapon or pistol, a hard weapon skill test. So you have a okay, so Wi-Fi, you have a rock. So I'm gonna say that's you. Well, you do have a rock. I'm not gonna count it as a proper melee weapon. So you don't get a go to your weapon skill. I have a chainsaw, non-lethal. Okay, he does have a chainsword. That's a good point. Do you have the chainsword drawn?
Why would he have it drawn?
Yeah, he's in the middle of a base, and you're just talking to the quartermaster. Why would your sword be out in the first place?
That would have listed a whole lot of fucking stairs. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Look up.
Wait, what?
Oh,
It's if you go to swing, he's gonna swing in. Okay. So while you were being aggressive, he has drawn his chainsword.
Okay.
He is getting some looks from a lot of the staff. Those of you who are around can see that some of the guardsmen are grabbing their rifles or shotguns in this case, and taking not specific positions, but they're starting to line up. So you can make an attack roll. You do have its weapon skill minus 20, so it is. Just go back to your core. Sorry.
Mhm.
And then it's your weapon skill is 20, so you have a 1% chance.
Oh, the first 100!
oh, there it is. The first ever weapon roll.
Nine.
And
Oh my
it's a
God.
100. Fate pointed, make it worse.
It worse.
Oh, so there is a minus 20 to this, which I don't think you added. So that's actually
10
11
degrees.
degrees of failure.
Ah, there you go.
11? It went from 9 to 11. This is going
You-
places.
Heigl,
Oh,
do you
yeah,
want?
first 9/11 joke.
Do you want a fate point? So if you fate point, you can re-roll. You do basically have a 1% chance at this.
Nah,
Nah,
So
you don't want to make it worse.
nah.
Okay.
Heinkel. Oh, alright, so it goes like this, this fucking priest, at first he just came up and he started petting her, and she started audibly growling at him. Then this guy just thought, I should get closer, and just started petting her more. And he already sees that she's about to hit him. He gets his sword out, and she tries to hit him, and she ends up tripping and falling onto him.
You trip. You start to fall onto him. I'll give it to him. The flesh you can take a step aside, so you can actually make a dodge with just a flat dodge. You are surprised, so there's a -20. she goes to swing at you. You get ready to parry. All of a sudden, she just falls at you, and you go, what? So give me a dodge at a -20. Oh, you want to grab her? Okay, so that's an unarmed strike.
If you fail,
So give me a weapon skill minus. Give me a weapon skill minus.
Oh no,
20.
not a grapple! Oh no, not a grapple!
Oh no, it's not -20. It's just a weapon skill -10. You're kind of on the back foot on this one, so go. Yeah, no, I know that's what you're doing for the grapple, but the actual, you still need to actually try and grab her because she is falling. She just all of a sudden started falling at you, and you go, oh shit! So you either grab her to stop her, or you don't, and she hits you, and you fall over too. Yeah, so just weapon skill -10. So you should just be able to click it like that.
This ends the way I think it's
Oh.
gonna end. And it ends the way I think it's gonna end.
No, that was me rolling. Okay, target 22.
Oh, it goes worse.
Okay. Okay. No, I'll give it to you. I'll give you that one. So as she starts to fall, you put your hands out to try and like stop her. You think, oh, maybe if I grab her, you just kind of put your hands out. You put her underneath her shoulders. She just kind of stops, but you do move an inch or two back. Out of a wild swing, still kind of wildly swinging, Hankel does just kind of lash upwards. And you let go at the right moment. So Hankel, she does kind of fall to one knee rather than just falling flat in her face and potentially taking damage. But Fleshy is knocked over, and he does kind of help you a little bit. Where you just fall, you go to one knee and you go into your elbow. You try to start picking yourself up, and you're just kind of still. Fleshy needs to go. Or Wi-Fi needs to go. No worries, dude. I roll fellowship. Now Fleshy wishes to befriend the
Insane person.
the insane Krieger.
It's best to be on the good side.
Try to
of
cap it
sanity.
this time. Excellent phrasing.
Excellent phrasing.
Amazing.
10 out of 10.
Oh, that would have been a weird
Outstanding
grapple.
move.
Outstanding.
Oh, okay. Rolling that kind of among the party isn't exactly necessary. It's more a case of.
I have a mask. I have my mask on. I'm not gonna be able to fight anyone in the first place.
Dear God. No.
I have a mask on. I
no,
can't bite or
no.
lick anything.
No. No. As she falls over, you're still kind of like getting up back on the one knee. Essentially, you're still trying to get the manacles kind of adjusted around. As Fleshy, you don't have to roll. You just kind of start. Maybe it's a mild prayer. Maybe it's just a short apology or something along those lines. But you don't need to worry about rolling. Certain things among squad mates you don't really need to worry about. So Hankel, in your case there, the priest is starting to, among the clouds, the priest is starting to say a couple of things that are not outright calming, but at least trying to bring you down a little bit. So no, dominance was not asserted. It's more you've started to make peace with things. So just the main, yeah, I guess the main trigger for the reaction is starting to settle. So you are beginning to, I guess, calm down a little bit.
Yeah, she does have a few flashes of memory of her last priest friend doing the same thing, and well, it's kind of hard to tell the difference between them because robes. Yeah, same thing.
You never really got a good look at his face. Probably he had a mask on. Could be him. He just doesn't have a mask on anymore.
And noticeably, her breathing goes very no longer ragged and short. Just what's the word? Stable. Yeah, stable.
Yeah. Okay. So he's kind of stable. Laughs in real life. Good doggo.
And because now she's stable, she can actually talk.
Yeah. So the quartermaster does. You kind of know Stuart a little bit better than the rest of them. So maybe you don't react as badly when Stuart comes over to you and starts helping you up to your feet again. Especially with the manacles, it's not hard. Sorry, it's not easy to kind of stand up, especially when you're like your hands are basically bound together.
Yeah.
What was?
So Stuart kind of turns back around and introduces Hankel Strauss, your new squad mate. He gives Hankel a little bit of a nudge. It's your cue.
Hello, I am Henkel Strauss. I am. She kind of twitches a little bit, then shakes her head and stands up straighter. I am veteran. I have gone on one big tour. I have been on many planets. I kill a lot. I make things go explode. Explode. But I am very good doctor, actually. Very good. Very good. I make sure your organs stay inside. But if one drops out of you, you will not get it back. I promise.
Okay. Was not expecting that last bit, to be honest with you, but
Oh, you'll get used to this when you're playing with Dusky. I am not used to this yet, but you probably will. Hopefully.
So you get a you do see that there is a tech priest among the team, and who begins happily clapping, and loudly states, "Greeterlings." You hear that Stuart behind you saying, "There's another medic in the team. You'll meet her soon." He kind of looks around as if, shouldn't she be here by now?
Oh yes, Metalman. Last time I saw your kind, you get crushed. Get crushed by big Nightfoot. It's funny. I wondered if you get crushed the same way.
So as Stuart begins looking around, Millie just kind of steps out and goes, "Ah, yes. Ah, hello." Just at the right period of time, and just goes, "Oh, okay, there you are." He kind of looks for a moment, going, like, "Hang on, that wasn't where the toilet. What was it? No, hang on. Where'd you? Okay, never mind. Screw it. No, hang on. I'm turned around after dealing with that shit. Okay, so." He kind of realizes what Hankel just said and went, "Hang on a second." Okay, by the Emperor, help. He shakes his head. He now that Millie is here, he repeats what he said previously. He taps the big like. There's basically like 3 crates stacked on top of each other, and he pats on them, saying like, "This is your proper gear. The rest of the stuff you found at the training." The training facility isn't exactly. It was more surplus than anything else. So, I do apologize about that, but it was just a case. He kind of makes a little hand motion and like, moves his hand back and forth as if to say, like, maybe the PDF might have got a hold of some of them, and if some of the PDF didn't turn out like the best of sort, it'd be better if they get some of the worst gear compared to the real deal. Especially in your regard, and he points over to Millie. So, giving not only the untrained but the less loyal a piece of hardware like that is not a good one. Especially when it turns out you had a couple of frag grenades on you.
What are my grenades?
Your grenades are in the box. You weren't allowed them after what happened with Phillips.
Give them!
He looks at Strauss. He goes, "No, not yet. I'm waiting for the paperwork to finish up before I can even hand you over to these guys. It's more of an introductory meeting at the moment."
Fine.
It's gonna be.
What about the head?
What?
I forgot about the head.
The
Where
what?
is head? What is head? I cut that off at the cultist myself!
Yes. Oh yes.
Oh no.
Got the several skulls.
Stuart is visibly sweating. He goes, "Don't worry. Everything you had is going to be shipped up to up to your new quarters. Just when all the paperwork finishes up, and yeah." He kind of goes over to one side to Colt and mentions that there's a commissar coming to take a look at her soon. Everything should be fine. Should be.
Come your characters become more psychopathic the more I play with you, Dusky.
This one's shinier than our metallic insect priest.
I'm pretty sure that Colt at this point has adopted the same 1,000-yard stare that Holt does. Ah, yes, the bane of being the fucking commanding officer.
Oh, yeah. But the quartermaster does say that he actually has something that might cheer you up. So, he pulled a couple of strings. He's got a couple of little bits and pieces. Especially, he points over to Noel. That helped grease a couple of wheels, and he pulls out a secondary crate and sets on top of the three that has your gear in it. He pulls off the lid and he shows off some of the bits of equipment he's procured for you guys, especially because you did actually win the bet, and he confesses that he was the one that actually set it up. So this is basically the real reward of the bet.
He lost a heavy stubber. God damn it.
So inside the crate, he has 2 extended magazines for combat shotguns. They are not for everyone, but just two there for anyone to take. He has a box of heavy stubber ammunition that is actually specially marked. He doesn't say what the heavy stubber ammunition is, but it has a red tip, and he smiles when you look at it.
Explosive.
No. There's a red and yellow, actually.
Oh, shit.
AP.
Yeah.
Red and yellow is armor-piercing incendiary for 50 cals.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Well, specifically armor-piercing incendiary tracer, but yeah.
So the two extended magazines, so that gives you basically a drum mag for your combat shotgun. There's 2 of those. There is a okay, I believe it's Manstopper is the correct term in 40k for it. There's a full magazine of Manstopper rounds for a oh, there it is. Yep, hang on. I got the right page here now. Nope. Yep, there we go. It is Manstopper rounds, yep. So increases the penetration by 3, and I think a heavy stubber already has a penetration of 3, so you have 1 magazine that ups your penetration to 6 in total. That's for Big Jim.
Big Jim.
Jim comes. Oh, hello, pup. He also holds in the box itself a short revolver, a stub revolver with three additional cylinders. He specifically picks that up and hands it over to Colt, just as a more of a symbol of team leader than anything else, but it's a good backup just in case. And the last thing he pulls out is another box, and it is a full resupply of grenades. He has to slide it away slightly from Strauss or Henkel, but there is enough grenades in there to basically, for your next operation, you have double your standard kit. So I believe that it should be 4 frag grenades and 4 or 2 crack grenades, I can't recall. Oh. Okay. He does inform you that there are some other things en route. More to do with how you helped out and some of the equipment you handed over, as well as buttering up the prisoner. He has a very big smile on his face as he turns to as he turns to Fleshy, who is not actually here right now. Shit, I forgot he had to jump off. So to keep it simple, Fleshy's buttering up and Fleshy's buttering up and the extra threats from Null made the guy crack in no time at all, and what he spilled the beans about actually helped prevent a secondary attack. So another attack has been quashed at another fuel depot. This time they were caught mid-charge planting. It was stopped. The fuel depot was not destroyed. Yeah, the fuel depot wasn't destroyed, and they didn't have to go public with it, unlike the other ones, because it was fairly more quiet. So he's kind of been given the go-ahead to give you a bit of a reward. So, in that regard, whatever you would like kit-wise, so long as it is... Hang on. Hey, lay down. So long as it is scarce or less, or scarce or more available, and makes sense to a quartermaster to get a hold of, you can get a hold of. So, say an extra magazine of man-stopper rounds. That's actually scarce, so he can actually get a hold of. He can get a hold of one of them. He can get a hold of a. Oh. He can get a hold of a mono combat knife for you if you really wanted to. He can't replace any of this stuff should you lose it or anything else, but he can actually help you out in that regard. So it's something for you to look into. Take a look at the books.
I will have to double check the vid relay. I think it's scarce.
So scarce is slightly more than average, isn't it? I'm not just mixing that up, am I?
I need to go for 2 seconds because I need to let my dog out and let him take a pee.
No worries.
I'll be back in 2
Take
minutes.
my dogs out in a minute too, but I'll just double check. Yes. So if your snare mines are average, you can get 4 grenades. I'll say 2. So if there's a scarce grenade, you'll get 2 copies of them. So in the case of snare mines, you have 2 snare mines. You still need the extra grenades to fill them, I believe. But you have that. Let me just say real quick, because I think Judge... No, I don't
I
think there's
think
any
I put it in
servitors.
personal wish list. It should be there.
I need to write one of those.
Yeah, so logistics, personal kit requests, vid relay, good or best, auspex scanner. So you kind of get a hold of an auspex. I can't remember what the rarity of a vid relay is. Hang on. That is in Hammer of the Emperor or Shield of Humanity. Why do I feel like it's Hammer? All the best stuff's in Hammer. Mostly. So looking at the time here, I think this is a good spot to kind of end it off regardless.
Alright.
But
Once we're done,
yeah,
once we're done, I'm gonna walk around the corner and then take a full tilt.
As he's kind of like handing out little forms and stuff for any requisitions you want to do while you're here, he will help you out with the filling out of the procedure and everything else. So you actually get a +10 to your requisition rolls while you're here with him. Hang on, because he helps you fill out the paperwork properly. A feel of your requisition rolls isn't that like isn't always that you've been denied. Sometimes you didn't fill out the right paperwork because Imperial. Let me see. Am I just in the wrong book? I probably am just in the wrong book. No, vid relay. It's average, so you could get an auspex or a vid relay. Oh wait, hang on. Good or best quality vid relay. So
it would go up by 1 rarity. So scarce.
Good quality would be scarce. Yeah, a good quality vid relay.
Which I don't think I ever got a best one, even in the other one.
Yeah.
So
you have a good 50 kilometers of good 50 kilometers of broadcast distance, and it must have been best quality last time because you were all over the show last time. But it does come with it does come in with a built-in recorder, so even if you're not broadcasting live, you can always record the situations. Oh hey, look, OBS. Da 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 da. But you can't broadcast directly to your immediate CO. You're not going directly to command. You're going to your CO, who will generally tell you if he is monitoring your mission or leaving it to an assistant. He can't be everywhere, unfortunately, because he has a lot of people to train. But he's more than happy to give you that if you want it, or the auspex.
Did I miss
Personally,
anything?
that thing has saved our ass so many times.
Did I miss anything?
What did you last hear?
Basically, we're talking about how many snare mines you were gonna give people.
Okay, so it seems Millie has received 2 snare mines. He's going to give you, if you want to make any requisitions while we're here, we're basically going to end off the session here. So the last real moment of it is you are standing around. He's helping fill out a bunch of paperwork, and while he's distracted with the paperwork, I believe Millie is running like fuck away. So kind of walking away, walks into the holding area, and then just running. Saya, will you stop it? What are you doing, you little shit? Hello. So anything of scarce quality you can get a hold of, just for helping out.
Ow.
So long as it makes sense for a quartermaster to actually get a hold of.
Send me a DM with what all is being directly given to Colt.
Sure.
I'll look through it.
I believe directly it was just the stub revolver with 3 reloads. If you wanted to make a point to grab one of the what was it?
Okay. On another note, what rarity did you say the Auspex skull was?
The Auspex skull, I'm actually getting that up again because that was kind of... Saya, can you please stop?
But it can't.
She just wants to
No.
gnaw on my hand, apparently, all fucking night. What the dog doing? A Auger servo skull is rare quality.
Yeah.
An Illuminator servo skull is scarce.
Not all that great for sniper missions, though.
Yeah. A utility servo skull is also rare, but that's just a bunch of...
The Illuminator could be useful as distraction, but yeah.
True. The servo skull is basically one with a built-in multi-tool.
I will think it over.
Shit.
Got it.
Yep.
Hello, Bob. So, ow, son of a bitch. If there's nothing else pressing at the moment, I'm just gonna end this off. So, like I said, get an idea of some of the things you want to requisition. If you want to requisition anything at all, the last thing I'm just kind of gonna say is, don't forget, you have the option of either doing the next 2 training missions, or just going straight to your final exam, technically. The final exam, he can kind of tell you, is a mixture of all the things you're expected to know before heading off into the big bad Imperium. Meanwhile, the Savage specific training mission is going off into the wilderness to hunt down some big bad beasties, while the Spec Ops one is more of a... You're not exactly the stealthiest of teams, so there's no point giving you the stealth one. They're basically going to make you clear a training op, so you'll be breaching and clearing an entire building. So, it's up to yourselves. What would you like to do next? We do leave off on you guys doing your requisitions, and I'm going to end the recording here. So,
Yeah.
hey. Here we go, and we are